Now that we've got going forward cues, we've got stop cues, now we need to do turn cues. Now, basically a left turn or right turn is using the same technique, it's just changing it from one side of the horse, okay? Now, with your turns, you're also going to use 2 or 3 different things to tell the horse that you want him to turn. Now, as you can see, Boo has a O-ring snaffle bit in his mouth right now. So when you're using a snaffle bit and you're asking your horse to turn, a snaffle bit is normally one that requires direct pulling of one rein or the other to get the horse to move that way. Now, as you ride him more and more, he can begin to neck rein, which neck reining to me, the best way I understand it, is simply to neck rein, I put the rein on his neck to go that way or to go the other way. So that's neck reining. He turns this way for this pressure. But in the get-go, a horse doesn't neck rein, so you have to do direct reining. Direct reining is simply, if I want him to go to the left, I pick up on the left rein. Where his nose goes, his rest of will follow. So to make him go right, I pick up there. Now, in order to do this turn, left or right, what I do is, in the beginning, I realize that I want to teach the horse to neck rein. So from the get-go, I use 3 different cues to make the horse go left or to make him go right. And of course, as we go forward, the first one is easier than the second, and the second is easier than the third. So what I do is I simply say, if I want the horse to go to the left, my legs, if you'll notice that I keep my calves and my feet off of my horse. The way that I hold on to the horse is with my knees pressing into the saddle. So the reason I keep these legs off of my horse is because later on I want these to say cues to the horse. So in turning left and right, we're going to start using cues on his shoulder, okay? And later on we'll talk about the 5 different spots of a horse that we put cues on: the nose, the neck, the shoulder, the side or the barrel, and the hip. But today we're going to talk about just the shoulder. So if I want Boo to turn to the left, I simply put my hands up here, get in a good position. I pull this way with his nose. I say, Boo, turn that way. At the same time, I'm fixing to teach him the neck rein by placing the rein here. So now we're working on neck reining. The third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this foot up to that shoulder and say, move that shoulder over. And that's a turn, okay? So if we're going to use a turn and we want to go back the other way, we simply will do it opposite direction. We simply go, okay, Boo, I want you to turn this way. I'm going to pull here, place my rein here to get him used to thinking about neck reining, because that's where I'm eventually wanting to go. And now I'm going to put my leg on his shoulder again and say, give me your shoulder, okay? So that's the way that we're going to do turns. Now, in order to make a turn work better, we can simply just pick up and say, Boo, turn, without touching him on the side. But I've learned that if we're here and we say turn and we put our leg on the shoulder, it's like getting power steering out of that turn, because then our horse turns around a lot easier. So that's why we start adding that leg, because later on, when we start doing side passes, lead changes, and all that, we're going to need those 5 spots that I talked about to get those things done later on when the horse gets more advanced. But just now, while we're just teaching the horse how to turn, just remember that it's a 3-step process. 1 is here, 2 is there, and 3rd is your leg on his side, okay? So that's the way that we would do a turn.